Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is indeed a wonderful morning. Hopefully you are finding rays of sunshine on this rainy day. I'm Edie Crane, and it is my delight to welcome you into our sacred cyberspace as we perform our Sunday celebration service on YouTube. And Unity of Gaithersburg is a wonderful spiritual community. We are all blessed to be a part of it. And we have a vision and a mission that we're going to share together. Our vision is being love, joy, and harmony. We expand the consciousness of oneness. And our mission, we are a heart-centered, evolving, and expansive spiritual community dedicated to expressing our divinity and honoring all through spiritual practice, education, and service. And our core values are community, love in action, prayer, gratitude, abundance, and integrity. And once again, we welcome you. And if you are joining us for the first time and you'd like to know more, you can go to our website. We've got lots of information on our website, www.unityofgaithersburg.org. So once again, welcome. And we are so grateful for our Sunday morning staff. We have Michael, our facilities manager, who keeps the wheels turning behind the scenes, Andy, our sound engineer, and Kevin and Jim, who are on AV. And then we have our incredible music team, Jeff, John, and John Paul. We are so blessed. And we are especially blessed to have our guest speaker today, our own Lorna Dixon, who is one of our prayer chaplains. She's been a long-time prayer chaplain. She is on our platform team, and she's been a member forever. And we are just so tickled that she has stepped up and will be doing our meditation and our message today. So thank you so much, Lorna, for joining us today. And now we have our opening song. Take it away, guys.
On a Sunday afternoon, really couldn't get away too soon. I can't imagine anything that's better. The world is ours whenever we're together. There ain't a place I'd like to be instead of grooving down a crowded avenue, doing anything we like to do. There's always lots of things that we can see. We can be anyone we want to be. Find all those happy people we could be just grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Really couldn't get away too soon. No, no, no. Keep on spending sunny days this way. We're gonna talk and laugh our time away. I feel it coming closer day by day. Life would be ecstasy, you and me, and let's be grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Really couldn't get away too soon. No, no, no.
Hello again. Thank you guys for that wonderful song to get us moving on a Sunday morning. Oh, yes. Thanks again for joining us. And it's time for our spiritual nugget. As many of you know, this is the season of Passover. Passover began yesterday. And Pam Mills, a longtime member, has graciously volunteered to give us a little presentation about the spiritual significance of Passover and how we can incorporate that into our lives. And so we're going to have a little short video that Pam has put together for us.
Hello, Unity friends, and Chag Sameach, or Happy Passover. Passover, or Pesach in Hebrew, is a traditional celebration honored by many people of Jewish heritage every year, telling the story of the Exodus from Egyptian slavery, as told in the Bible, a story that has shaped Jewish consciousness and values. On the first 2 nights of Passover, celebrated this year, last night and tonight, people hold a Seder. After candles have been lit, a Haggadah is read that is filled with readings, songs, and rituals centering around the story of the Exodus. The Seder also includes a celebratory multi-course meal of traditional foods. During the 8 days of Passover, Jewish people may choose to withhold from eating food containing leavened grain, such as wheat, barley, rye, oats, or their derivatives. This includes bread, baked goods, cereal, pasta, and most alcoholic beverages. The only bread eaten during this holiday is called matzah, a flat, unleavened bread made only of flour and water. These practices are symbolic of the Exodus from Egypt, whereupon the future Israelites did not have the time for bread to rise and had no access to yeast during the journey. Passover traditions can apply to unity practice by focusing on the ever-presence of God through worldly transitions or challenges. We can spend 8 days of trusting or symbolically reflecting on our own journeys and knowing that no matter what the appearance, all is well. During the Seder, there are many significant symbols used, including the Seder plate. This plate holds 6 foods that each have a meaning in our tribute to the Exodus story. Here we see the Seder plate with each item's meaning. However, for non-traditional people like myself, we could use these symbols to relate to personal connotations or unity-consistent meanings. For example, the egg, instead of denoting new life in a new land, Israel, the egg could represent our gratitude for new life, prosperity, or continued renewal in all circumstances. The bitter herbs, instead of signifying slavery, could indicate gratitude for our struggles leading to growth. Overall, Passover, like many traditional holidays or religious rituals, give us the opportunity for deeper reflection in our own life story. May this Passover, whether you personally celebrate or join in someone else's celebration, renew a sense of your own exodus from bondage to freedom or limitation to joy. Chag Sameach.
For putting that together for us. That was delightful. And so may you, for those who celebrate Passover, may you have a blessed time this week. And now it's time for our transformational opportunities. Yay! So the first one is our SCE week is coming up. SCE is a wonderful week of spiritual transformation, spiritual education, where we get together with students from literally all over the country. Because we are on Zoom, we already have several students from the West. We've got somebody from Florida who's already joined. So I encourage you to check out our curriculum on our website, the SCE page, and sign up for something. You'll be glad you did. And next we have our Good Friday service. Yay! It's coming up on this coming Friday. we'll be putting together a Zoom, we call a Zoom tube. So Steve and I and Lorna will be putting a wonderful sort of meditative experience together for you. And that will be broadcast on YouTube. So please plan to join us for that, to prepare for opening up the energy on Easter Sunday. And next, we go to our Hop Cough. This transition time is so important in this community, and I encourage all of you to sign up for the Hop Cough, the Honoring Our Past and Creating Our Future conference. It's coming up Friday, April 16th and Saturday, April 17th. You can register on our website. Anybody who has ever been a member of this community or is currently a member is invited. It's really important that we get a gathering of the energies. It's a big gathering of people from Unity of Gaithersburg to explore and honor the past and begin to create our future. So please consider signing up for this. And the information and the registration is on our website. And to that end, if you have questions about this process, if you have questions about the Honoring Our Past, Creating Our Future conference, this Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Zoom, we will be having another information session. So I encourage you to sign up for that. The link is in the newsletter, but you can also email me at the admin at Unity of Gaithersburg email address to get the Zoom link for that. So if you'd like more information, have questions about the Hop Cough experience, don't hesitate to call and come sign up for this information session. And finally, we have our Zoom happening. We have our happy hour going on every Wednesday at 5 o'clock. It is a hoot. I encourage you to come. Every week we play a different game. We hang out, we laugh, we joke. And so if you're looking for more social interaction with your fellow people in our community, please plan to join happy hour at 5 p.m. on Wednesdays. The Zoom link, again, is in the newsletter, and you can also email me to get that link. So please consider joining us at happy hour. It's a blast. And now, let's affirm our prayer for the transition process. Together, we hold a vision of a smooth, grace-filled, and peaceful ministry transition process, embracing our differences as we expand our consciousness of oneness and love. Throughout this process, informed by our divine nature, we co-create a joy-filled, loving, and expansive growth experience. And now, let's settle in for our daily word. Today, the word is Hosanna. Guided by the divine presence within, I follow the path to spiritual freedom. Imagine Jesus' experience, riding a young donkey through the gates of Jerusalem, seeing the waving palm branches, feeling the people's love, hope, and even their fear as they shout, Hosanna! Blessed is the one who comes in the name of the Lord. His followers looked to Jesus as the one who would free them from the bondage of Roman rule. Jesus, embracing his Christ nature, the spiritual identity he shares with all people, had accepted the greater mission of leading humankind to freedom from all bondage, all limitation, even freedom from death. Taking my inspiration from Jesus' example, I fearlessly embrace my Christ nature. Guided by the divine presence within, I follow the path to spiritual freedom. And from John chapter 12, verse 13. So they took branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, shouting, Hosanna! And now, let us settle in and prepare for meditation as we sing All Is Well.
as I close my eyes and the world disappears, and I feel my breath rise and fall. There's a light inside that dispels all my fears, and I hear a gentle voice calling. All is well, 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 all is well.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to now lead you in a guided meditation to the sacred place within. As you feel comfortable, please close your eyes or lower your gaze and root your feet to the floor. Now, let's take a deep breath. And another. Bhagavan Nityananda said, "The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Go there and roam." I invite you to journey there with me this morning as we seek out the treasures that live within our heart space. As you breathe, you feel yourself relaxing, allowing the chair to fully support you. Follow the breath as it moves in and out. With another breath, you go deeper still. And with each breath, more and more of the inner landscape of your heart is revealed. There is a bright light that guides your path, showing you what's there. Trust the light. It is there to help you. Now, take a look around. What do you see? Is there something blocking your path? Do you see a door? Open it. Go through the doorway. Is there a wall? One by one, you can take the pieces of the wall down. That's good. Now, let's take a closer look to see what is revealed. Is it joy? How about peace? Wholeness? Wisdom? Maybe ease? What about love? I assure you they're all there. All of the magnificence that you are is there inside of you, existing as you, breathing as you, just waiting for you to say yes. To say yes to your divine nature, your brilliant light, your love. No more walls. No more doors blocking the flow. There's nothing to be afraid of. Breathe. take another look around at the beauty of your heart space, your bright light, your magnificence. Stay a while in the silence, breathing it all in, taking it all in the silence. Breathing gently now, begin to make your way back. The light is always with you. The light is you. Begin now to bring gentle movements to your body, moving your hands and feeling your feet on the floor. Breathing more deeply. Welcome back. Remember, you are the light of the world.
Hold on to me as you go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. Although this weight is stringing us along, just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it will all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons that fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone, 'cause I'm gonna make this place your
Thank you, gentlemen. That was wonderful. Good morning again, everyone. Good morning. It is really a great delight to be here with you this morning. I do hope that you have all been enjoying the first full week of spring. I know I have. You know, this is the time of year when we are usually filled with the energies of hope and look forward to new beginnings, new life. We may be looking around our homes, thinking of doing some spring cleaning, or to our outside spaces that may call for some weeding, getting busy preparing our garden beds to plant new seeds or flowers, filled with plans for planting vegetables and the bounty that you will reap when the flowers bloom and the vegetables come to full maturity. So many possibilities. I must confess that growing flowers and vegetables is not one of my strong suits. It is a skill I have long aspired to acquiring. But for now, it remains just that. It's on my list of unfulfilled aspirations. Who knows? Maybe this year. It is never too late to learn something new. But I would like to talk to you this morning about a different kind of gardening. The gardening that takes place within, where we tend to our inner terrain as we look at the areas of our lives that we would like to clean up, clean out, to make new. To weed out and prepare for a new beginning. A beginning that is aligned with this season of spring. This time when the soil is so fertile from its winter's rest. A quick foray outside shows us blooms beginning to sprout their heads. You may already have flowering trees where you are. Just as the vegetation blooms, so do we. We have blooms of our own, new possibilities for growth. I think there are places within each and every one of us that call for weeding out and sprucing up as we make ourselves ready for another leg of life's journey. The plants and trees are not alone in having had their winter's rest. We have all been made to hunker down and overwinter during this past year. And now, with the gift of the vaccines for the virus, there is a new level of hope in our hearts. What are your hopes? What are your dreams? Do you dream to have new life experiences? Maybe during this time you have been preparing to make changes, creating what you may consider to be your best self, and bringing a new perspective to the world as you see things with new eyes. And maybe you haven't. Well, this could be the time. This could be your time. Right here, right now. I think we can all agree on the feelings of lightness and gratitude that comes once we have done the spring cleaning that may be necessary in our own homes. Getting rid of what no longer serves or fits. The feel-good energy that results often leads to more and more projects. A confirmation of the benefits of renewal. Are there places within you calling for spring cleaning? Some attention? Some tender, loving care? Is that little boy or little girl inside with a still unattended need, who would simply thrive from some gentle kindness and regard? Are there old wounds, maybe, that have scarred over with years of heavy overgrowth, providing the perfect hiding place for your authentic self? Like some of us who consider weeding to be an unpleasant chore, excuse me, it may be a good time to reframe the way we regard weeding. I believe any competent gardener will tell you that regular maintenance of the terrain is what is vital in order to create a more enhanced landscape. So maybe we could look at the cleaning out of the inner landscape as an act of love. Doing that may allow us to see it as less of a chore and a much more pleasant task. You see, self-care, which it is self-love. The weeding out of the overgrowth of doubt and fear and recriminations is necessary to prepare for the planting of seeds of faith and of love. Doing so is truly an expression of our wholeness. Although necessary, this task may not always be easy. After all, you who are responsible for the overgrowth is a more powerful being than you give yourself credit for. You may find that there are some deep thickets of brush that have gone unattended for some time. I will tell you from experience that there is help available to you for the clearing. You do not have to do this alone. In fact, you cannot possibly do this alone. Because, beloved, we have never been alone. We have always been loved and supported on this journey. The only requirement asked of us is a willingness to be vulnerable in the process and surrender to what is possible, our healing. To that end, I will share with you some of the things that I have learned about vulnerability. Recently, I was tasked with asking myself the following questions. Where am I comfortable with being vulnerable? Where is it almost impossible to be vulnerable? If in that impossible place you were able to be just a little more vulnerable, what would that look like? I sat with those questions as I was preparing the message that I thought was to be shared with you this morning. In that moment, the only response that I was able to come up with was another question. The reflective question that I asked myself was, am I being vulnerable in the message that I'm writing? Despite there being a little bit of niggling doubt at that time, my honest answer was yes. As I continued to process my feelings, I was guided to dig a little deeper, to do some weeding, so to speak. And then I had the answer to the original question. I am most vulnerable when I am in spiritual community. Following that revelation came another awareness. When I'm in spiritual community, I am being my authentic self. That is where my hope, my joy, my love, my very best self resides. Getting there, to my authentic self, required that I do the work. A challenge, yes, but vital to my very survival. I awoke one day many years ago in deep pain, which really was not new. There had long been an awareness that the pain that came from living an inauthentic life had become more than I was willing to live with any longer. The me whom I had created as a child in order to maneuver what seemed at the time to be an unsafe world was no longer working for the me whom I had become. That creation itself had now become unsafe. My operating system had become obsolete. Change was clearly necessary. On reflection, I realized that making the decision to go in search of my true self at that time was my first step into the realm of vulnerability. I simply had no choice. At times, the weeding and clearing of the inner terrain required basic gardening tools. Sometimes it required getting down on my hands and knees with bare hands in the soil. And at other times, it called for something more powerful. That something felt more like a backhoe. In other words, the work required the will to find the truth, my truth. The prayers, sometimes on my knees calling out to God, and the spiritual backup team that is ever present and always available. We just have to ask. We are never alone. So, not always easy, but what kept me going was knowing just what I said before. I was not alone. And also asking for ease in accepting what was, as well as the growing awareness of my power. You see, I had done such a masterful job of playing small and hiding my true self in order to make others feel better. That even I had forgotten how powerful I am. Whenever I fell into the temptation of anger and blame, I reminded myself that it took power to create what was before me. And I therefore had the power to do the required excavation to create anew. I had the power to reveal the light that I had once chosen to dim. With each clearing, each layer falling away, more love for myself was revealed. There was no stopping, no turning back. Love empowers. With more love, more light shone through. I continued working with the full understanding that I had to love myself into new life, into wholeness. So today, I ask you, are you willing to ask yourself the same questions that had been asked of me? Here they are again. Jim will post the questions. Where am I comfortable being vulnerable? Where is it almost impossible to be vulnerable? If in that impossible place you were able to be just a little more vulnerable, what would that look like? On this day, being Palm Sunday, which marks the start of Jesus' final week into the ultimate expression of God's love for humanity, we have an opportunity to examine our own journey and how we show up. Not just in our own lives, but in the wider world. Because after all, the world is us. It is our very own creation. How is your operating system working for you? Does it have all the new updated tools to create the world you desire? Is there some excavation of the truth of who you are calling to you? It could be that all that is required right now is simply general seasonal maintenance, to lay bare the beauty that is you, and not necessarily a deeper excavation. Growth is an ongoing process. It requires daily care and feeding, nurturing of the ever-transforming being that is you, the love that you are. In an essay entitled The Divinity of Love, the writer Jess Wilson encourages us to find the love that is an irresistible yearning to be better, to do better, to dig deep into the place where our humanity dwells, and to bring forth from that place the very best of what you find there, saying, love is a call to action, to get down into the dirt, tearing apart that which does not work, and building anew the world of which we dream. To dig down deep into the place where divinity dwells, and to bring forth from that place your own kind of loud, messy, brave, revolutionary love. Loving ourselves into authenticity is where our power resides, where we are in full alignment with the truth of who we are. Love lights the way. We thrive when we're able to find peace and joy in shining our light into the world. The love, the peace, the joy are all aspects of our being that have always been present. We just haven't been able to see them for all the layers blocking them from view. Taking the journey inward to remove those layers can give rise to a new perspective, lighting our way from the small, dark spaces we once occupied, freeing us to open more fully to the presence of the divine love within. That is the gift of transformation that Jesus' life and death offered to us. According to the Gospel of Mary, found in the Gnostic Gospels, after the crucifixion, Mary sought to comfort the other disciples, reminding them with the words, Jesus has prepared us for this. He's calling upon us to become fully human beings. Anthropos. Saint Irenaeus writes, he, meaning Jesus, became a man so as to show human beings what being human means. We are being called now more than ever before in our lifetime to show up as our authentic selves, ready to share our gifts with a world created anew. A world transformed by love for ourselves and each other. A world that reflects more clearly the truth of who we really are. With every yes to our authentic self, we enter a new awareness of being, an awareness that brings us into a higher level of consciousness, where we grow ever more in love with who we are, where we become fully human. Who are you ready to become? I see who you are. I see your light. I see your gifts. I see your truth. The world awaits your light. Love awaits your yes. I leave you with these words written by Ingrid Goff Madoff in a poem entitled, Become the Beloved. The time will come when you tire of the person you've created. This isn't in any case who you really are. What is it within you that knows this? Whose voice have you begun to hear, like a long-forgotten song? You may call it consciousness or soul. It is a part of you greater than reason and inseparable too. You may as well stop hiding. Who else has heard this song? Begin to seek out those whose eyes sparkle with a subtle awareness, whose presence exudes the peace and love you've begun to taste within you. Stay with this. Become the beloved. The more hearts that are in this sacred way of being, the better for all of us. And now, wherever you are, please join us in singing, Love is My Decision. The words will be posted. Blessings.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now.
From our open hearts. If you would like to give your gift, you can go to our website, www.unityfgaithersburg.org, and you can also text to give, 301-918-5625, and just follow those prompts. And we have our prosperity message for the month of March from the Silent Unity Prayer Service. This is a wonderful resource. You can go on to the Silent Unity website. Every month, there's a wonderful meditative prayer service, and this is a prosperity quote from that. In our affirmation, I am prospered by divine love. The prospering power of divine love is my rich inner resource. Love is within me. Love flows from me. As I lead with love, I feel full and fulfilled. Whether giving or receiving, leading or following, abundant love is mine. And let's affirm our offering blessing together. Divine love I am, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I am so grateful. And so it is. And take it away, music team. Yay!
Oh, your love lifting me higher than I've ever been lifted before. So keep it up and quench my desire, and I'll be at your side forevermore. You know your love
Your love keeps lifting